Today, for the midweek poetry break, I have two poems by Naomi Shihab, who's one of my favorite poets and really one of my favorite human beings. This is from her book, Honeybee, which is just a delight. I was going to do the first poem, and then I flipped a little further in the book and I found the second poem, which almost seemed like a kind of a answer to the first poem. They're complementary in some ways. And that's one thing I love about poetry, both the writing and the reading of it, is that you don't have to be balanced. You don't have to cover all sides of the story. In a poem, you can just go completely into one emotion or moment or experience and let the poem be that thing. And then another poem, you can do something else. So here are two poems by Naomi Shihab Nye that do two different things in relation to age and time. The first one is called The First Time I Was Old. The sky crackled with scary lightning. Our fuel tank had to be drained and refilled before the plane could fly. I said hi to the 20-ish guy taking the next seat. He had bumped a woman across the aisle saying, "Sorry, my elbow," so I know he spoke English. He took one long look at me and decidedly didn't answer. And then the second poem is The Room in Which We Are Every Age at Once. As if there were a home in the air around us from birth, spaciousness bidding us enter, we live inside the long story of time. And it was language giving us bearing, letting in light. When I was 3, sky rimming pink above rooftops, Grandpa planted a redbud tree that would bloom for years beyond us. Each year it would say spring first. Vocabulary falling into place, we were always old and young, feeling familiar lines resound. My favorite, Margaret Wise Brown, who died right before I was born, and precious, solitary Emily D. The words of all time waiting, latched together like small huts, stories of wise animals and human beings rising up inside us to shelter our days. So those are two poems by Naomi Shihab Nye for the Midweek Poetry Break.